What's good? Welcome to episode 13 of Devine Deck Pod. And if you are watching this and you are a San Diego Padres fan, you're one happy son of a bitch right now. That's all I'm going to say. San Diego Padres just swept the Pittsburgh Pirates and are playing incredible baseball. They've won 19 of their last 22 games for the first time, I think, ever in franchise history. This run is low-key historic, and I'm happy to be watching it with my brother Mike Devine. Mies, how we doing?
I'm doing amazing, man. This is it's been a special time. Pods are just playing insane baseball. It's almost one of those where it's on such a stretch you almost want to pinch yourself a little bit. Like you're always kind of like, oh, we're up 8 runs. Like you're just thinking like, when is this gonna stop? Like when is the collapse? When is the collapse? When is the collapse? And this team, dude, there's just an energy with it. I mean, you look at those games last week, right, against the Marlins. I don't think we've done a pod since the Marlins series where Merrill had those comeback homers. Like, you look at games like that, and the fact that we're winning those games coming back. Normally, we're blowing those games and losing them by one. So there's something there. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's Mike Schilt. You watch the Giants yesterday. You see how they lose in the 10th inning. You see how we were 2-12 last year in extra innings. Maybe it's a different type of aggression when it comes to late inning games that we have rather than – I saw somebody post a tweet saying, Mike Schilt plays to win. Melvin played not to lose, right? Like he was scared of losing rather than trying to win. And they're kind of the same thing, but the way to look at it is a little bit different. And I don't know, maybe Mike Schultz just got that fucking dog in him, and this team believes. Then you got a guy like Jackson Merrill. Every single fucking player on this team says, oh, Jackson Merrill, yeah, he hates losing. He hates losing. He's pissed when we lose. You have that out of a 21-year-old? That's got to get a guy like Xander Bogaerts, who's already won World Series, a guy like Manny Machado, who's a fat cat at this point, just so rich that he doesn't care. Like, shouldn't care, honestly, if you think about it. You make that much money. You're going home to your banger house in Coronado. You have a chef probably making you fresh sushi. And you got a guy like Jackson Merrill that's like, hey, man, like, I don't want to fucking lose baseball games. That gets you back in that mode of like, oh, I'm hungry again. I'm hungry again. This team is hungry, dude.
Not just for the sushi.
Dude, this team is fucking hungry, man. And it doesn't seem like they're full yet. It don't seem like they're full yet.
That was a good rant, honestly.
It's 2 shots.
It's been incredible, dude. It's been incredible. I don't really know what else to say. You brought up a great point, right? So last weekend it was outside lands up here in the Bay Area. The Pods are playing the Marlins. Not a lot of energy in Miami, right? They've sold off all their guys, whatever. We came back because Jackson Merrill hit an 8th inning or 9th inning home run to tie it. We win in extras. Then the next day, I'm at a pregame, and we're down, or we had a lead, and then we were down like 8-3. And I like had the video of me DJing, and I was like, Pods are coming back. And usually I post that like trolling, but then I posted a picture, and I was like, yo, if they come back, I'll buy someone a Jackson Merrill jersey. And in my head, I'm not joking, Mike, I was like, I'm definitely going to have to buy someone a Jackson Merrill jersey. We came back, bro. It's insane watching a team where you're like, dude, these fucking guys like believe they can win every single game, even if some fluke shit happens, right? Like even if Tanner Scott gives up 2 of the fucking most BS hits of all time, they're going to figure out a way to get out of it, bro.
Yeah. Like if I were to tell you now I'm looking at the Padres schedule from this year, right? They go into the All-Star break 50-49. Come out of the All-Star break, lose 7-0 to the Guardians in Game 1. We did a Modelo stream that night, by the way. They got smacked, right? We got smacked during the Modelo stream. They were 50-50, and now they're 69-53. When that game happened, 50-50, did you think this team had a realistic shot at making the playoffs?
So at that time, the reason why I think they did was because the entire NL West, or the entire NL at that time, was pretty mid, right? If you were to say what I think August 14th, they'd be where they're at now, no. Like, bro, this shit is a historic stretch, man. Historic stretch. I've truly never seen anything like it. I saw a stat. This is the only time it's ever happened in Padres history where we've won, 19 of 22 games. They're playing the type of baseball where when they're pitching well or when their hitters aren't there, the pitchers are showing up. When the pitchers aren't there, the hitters are showing up. When they need to score 7 runs, they score 8. That's what's happening, bro. That's the difference. Like, these fools all play hard. What did I say on the last episode, Mike? I don't know if you remember this, but I was saying Mike Schilt, baseball, 2021 with the Cardinals, they rattled off 17 straight games. He's having that kind of stretch again. I'm officially calling him, or this time of year, it's not fucking the end of summer. It's not the beginning of the school year. It's second half Schilt season, baby. It's a second half Schilt season. We're locked in. Some people go on summer vacation. We go on second half Schilt season, bro. Hey, this is the best time of the year. The boys are believing in themselves. They're playing inferior opponents, and they're just beating their ass. The same amount of – it doesn't matter if you beat the Dodgers, if you can't beat the Pirates. But you know what's great? When you beat them both. That's what this team is doing. We got guys like Martin Perez, who we were calling Spicy Rich Hill when he came over here, because we're like, look at this guy's stats, bro. He's like a 5.94 ERA. He's going to throw – we were going to call him Martin Meatballs. We were wrong. Martin Perez is cracked, bro. Started throwing his curveball again, and he thinks it's fucking 2013 on the Texas Rangers. Like, something's up. And you said this, Mike, and I want you to get into it in a sec. You said a quote that I really liked, and you said, winning is contagious. And it's funny for Padres fans to say that, right? Because we haven't won a lot in our lives, but we're seeing how that might be true. Because once you start winning, you don't want to stop. Look at what's going on with the Arizona Diamondbacks. They played 2 games yesterday. Their series against the Colorado Rockies they should have lost that series, 100%. Yeah. They made shit happen to win those games. That's what the Padres are doing too. When you're hungry and you believe in yourselves, that's what the fuck happens. And although it sucks that the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks are winning, it's really not that bad, because guess what? This is baseball. Any team, all you got to do is get in, and whatever team you have there, doesn't matter if you're the fucking 1 seed or the 6 seed. Phillies made it to the World Series as a 6 seed. D-backs last year. Anything can happen, man. So we just got to make it. And guess what? That space keeps growing and growing and growing. All you can focus on is your team, which is the Pods, and other shit's going to happen. But if the Padres win another 19-3 games, we won't have to worry about any other teams.
Yeah.
Let you go.
I mean, man, I'm just looking at the schedule, right? We got 38 games left. We're 69-53. Got to win. What is that? You got to win 21 games.
21 games.
And you can lose what 17 games. You got to go 21-17 to be a 90-win team.
First time
you got to play. You got to play pretty much. You got to play 500 baseball to be a 90-win team. That includes 3 games against the White Sox, 3 games against the Tigers, 3 games against the Rockies. The teams we play outside of that are not necessarily bad teams, but the way that the Pods are playing, it's the first time in my life, I feel like, that when they're down in a game after the 6th or 7th inning, obviously, if they're down 8-0, I'm like, all right, this might be chalked. If they're down 2 runs or 3 runs in the 7th inning, I'm actually surprised when they don't come back.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it is relative recency bias. This has been a 3, maybe 3.5 week stretch where this has gone on. It's been since the All-Star break, which ended on the 19th of July. So it's been almost a month of enjoyable Padres baseball, where every time we're like, dude, 19-3 in 22 baseball games is fucking absurd, bro.
Absurd. Doesn't matter who you're playing.
It's absurd. Them and the D-backs, even the Dodgers are picking it up now. It's going to be a race to the finish, all right? It's going to be a race to the finish. I truthfully think, personally, our last 6 games, 3 against the Dodgers, 3 against the D-backs, the division will be decided that week.
I agree.
I think, listen, I know Giannis posted that tweet. We said, yo, don't jinx it. not going to say anything on this that could potentially jinx anything, right? Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
I'm knock on wood right now.
Well,
I'm not jinxing. I'm not jinxing anything.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just saying that we are in a good spot right now. If we take care of business against the teams that we're better than, we should make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I think that, hey, I'm just looking at this. I have to pinch myself. How the fuck did we go from 50-50 to 69-53 like that, man? That is insane baseball. Today, 3-0 baseball game. In the back of my mind, I'm like, all right, 69-53. I didn't think there was a fucking way we lost when we went up. If we went down 3-0, I would be like, all right, 69-53. This team is fucking cracked right now.
There's a stat, and it says that when the Padres score first, I think we've lost like 6 games, bro, or some crazy shit. 68-6. Mike, last night we got to see Ash. Shout out the Podfathers Pod. He's the one that came up with this, but Ash was on the table. Jason Adam, the Rainbow, Tanner Scott, T Sizzle, and then Bobby Fastballs, man. Bobby Fastball's entrance, if you don't think there's some WWE flang to that, bro, as WWE guys, that shit is electric, bro. Petco Park, the last 3 nights, or I guess today, I don't know if they sold out today, but it's a day game and Wednesday and kids are back in school. You're selling out Monday and Tuesday against a sub 500 Pirates team, bro. Who on the Pirates is there that you really want to watch? No disrespect. Brian Reynolds, great player. McCutchen, great player. But they're old. I mean, McCutchen's old. Brian Reynolds isn't fucking selling tickets to the... Bro, what San Diego has built and fucking came on... This year, I'm telling people, I tweeted it last night, enjoy this shit, bro. Because, hey, we're going to lose some games. We're going to have stretches, right? It happens. But you got to enjoy it. And I got to give a special shout out to one of our good friends, Alex Spencer, who texted me last night. And, you know, as Padres fans, we get we're always thinking, oh, when's the ball going to drop? When are we going to lose that 8-0 game? When is Morejon going to give up a grand slam there, right? And that's natural. We've gotten through a lot of pain. But my buddy Alex Spencer had this quote last night, and it really kind of changed my perspective. And he said, don't fear the heater. When you're hot, hey, let it fucking happen, bro. Root for your boys. Don't fear the heater. Hey, down the road, some shit's going to go down. But right now, my fucking favorite baseball team is playing their ass off. The most fun I've ever had as a fan. And I'm going to continue to watch. I'm going to continue to root for him. I'm sending shirts to Tyler Wade. I'm watching fucking, David Peralta on his 37th birthday hit a massive home run. You got Donovan Solano, who was about to be I don't know, an MLB network commentator, and now he's hitting some of the clutchest hits of the entire season. Like, this team is the definition of special, bro. And waiting in the wings is our dude. And I really hope people at home, this is from the heart. Fernando Tatis Jr. is going to come back. He's going to go on an absolute fucking tear. Generational tear. And we're going to make a run for it. And Peralta off the bench, as a lefty off the bench, is going to be special, man.
Matt, I'm looking, listen, I love what you're saying. Davey Peralta has slid his way into the playoff lineup for me. Dude, in the last 2 weeks, he's on 2 weeks, he's on he's hitting 380. 1,300 OPS. He's looking like the David Peralta that we faced growing up, where we're like, this guy fucking kills us. Dude, the freight train, my favorite part about Peralta is that he's playing to a point, and the team is playing to a point, right, where in 2022, there was that aspect where even though we had Soto and the team, Manny was on an absolute stretch, you still had that in the back of your mind, like, man, we really miss Tatis.
Oh yeah.
In this stretch, I love Tatis. He's the piece of this team, right? Like, he's the main guy in my opinion. But they've been playing so well, and it's been such fun baseball that I haven't even. It's almost like, oh fuck, I forgot we got Toddy. That's coming back from an injury. That's how good they've been playing. That your best player, you don't even have to worry about because you got a fucking geriatric David Peralta hitting nukes Like the last 2 days, he hit tanks, bro.
Mike,
Tanks.
he and Donovan Solano, you get guys, bro. This is what, and I'm not saying this is necessarily a team. I'm not gonna jinx it, but how championship teams become championship teams, right? You have to have those fucking dudes where you're like, where did this guy come from, bro? And when, you know, in 2034, when they have the ceremony and you're like, I forgot about this dude, right? Like, bro, that's baseball, bro. Like you forget. You're like, dude, I totally forgot about this guy that came through in the NLCS with like the biggest home run. Bro, Donovan Solano, David Peralta, Tyler Wade, like we're Kyle Higashioka, a bunch of dudes that if you might on January 1st, if I told you that those 4 dudes would be making legitimate contributions to the San Diego Padres on their 19-3 win streak, would you believe me?
No, I would say wake up, buddy. Wake
Like
up from your dream.
Brian Hoeing, who I didn't even know really fucking existed.
You definitely didn't know he existed. I didn't know he existed.
He's throwing these splitters that are nastier than what's I'm trying to think, nastier than burger, like Del Taco left out after a night out, bro. Like the morning after. That's a terrible analogy.
Horrible analogy, but I'll give you it. I'll give you it.
Hey, the Ho train, nasty.
The Ho
like,
Patrol, baby.
Bro, you got this team, man. It's like, bro, Joe Musgrove comes back. Hey, Joey fucking Meatballs looked like fucking Java Joe. Hey, and there's a rumors are circulating. I'm not going to say it's true that, you know, Yu Darvish is throwing a lot of pens. He's working out. You put Yu Darvish in this rotation, and now the rotation goes. We played the last month of the season with Yu Darvish, Joe Musgrove, Dylan Cease, fucking Michael King, Matt Waldron, Martin Perez is a 6-man rotation. Come on, bro. Come on. Preller, fucking tip of the cap, brother. Took you 10 years, but you fucking finally got a squad, bro. You did it. This team is sick. This team is sick. That's the only thing I have to say. I say it in my post-game shows every day. This team is fun as hell to root for, bro. They got a bunch of dogs. You got the rookie of the year. I don't care about Paul Skeens. Hey, it's banging Livy Dunn. Good for him, bro. Salute. Other than that, hey, throws fast. That's great. You're playing for a team that has under fucking 10 games under 500 and playing unmeaningful baseball for the next month and a half. Jackson Merrill is leading his team in a playoff push, trying to win their first NL West title in 14 years at 21 years old. At 21 years old, playing every single day, playing center field. Like, bro, that's a rookie of the year, man. He's having an all-time season. Coming up with some of the clutches. I saw a stat. It was like players under 21 to have like 3 or more home runs in the 8th inning. It's like Mel Ott, Frank Robinson, Jackson Merrill.
Yeah,
if you guys at home don't know the other 2, look them up. That's elite company to be in.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I really like what my buddy Alex said, right? Like, don't fear the heater. Hey, I hope every single person watching this is enjoying every moment of this run because it's special. We need the Dodgers to start losing some fucking games. And if they start losing some games, we're going to keep winning because us and the D-backs are coming. Hey, and guess what? Like you said, Mike, that last week of the season, hey, buckle up, Buttercup. That's about to be some of the craziest baseball. We're about to start the playoffs a week early. I'm just letting you guys know that.
Hey,
start a week early.
It's just exciting to be in the mix, man. You know how many years we've had? Man. Every fan at home that is listening, first off, we appreciate it. Second, we all know that stretch in August where baseball season, you know, trade deadline happens. Oh, we just traded our closer for 2 prospects. All right, we're a 65-win team. School's about to be back in session. You're like, fuck, man, it's going to be another Charger season. But, you know, it's just like at that until 2017. But
that's what I meant.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, you're like, all right, well, I guess now we get to root for the Chargers, right? The season's back on. And it's just an endless cycle between those 2 teams disappointing us. So it's really back and forth. Chargers end. Okay, spring training's a month away. But really, it's just fun to be in the mix, man. Being in the playoff mix down the stretch. Also, in 2022, when we made it, I didn't think that the playoff race was as extreme as it is this time. This is extreme, dude. There is a tax on every game that you lose in the season, right? If you lose a game and two teams win, you're in the clubhouse the next day starting to press a little bit like, fuck, we got to win today. Like, there is a huge dip for every team. The Dodgers today, they see us and the D-backs win. They're going into that Brewers game like, we got to win this game. Like, we have to win this game. It's awesome baseball. It's fun to be in the mix, man. Is it crazy to say this is a crazy take?
Let me hear it.
It's actually, I don't even know if I agree with this take because I just made it up off the top of my head. Would you rather have the last 6 playoff spots, or the last 6 games determine what's going to happen, like where we're going to end up, or you could get somebody say, don't worry, you guys are the 5th seed in the playoffs tomorrow. You guys are fine. Rather than if it's up in the air at the end, we can either win the division or we can finish 6th or miss the playoffs. I don't even know what the fuck the status is going to be.
If you say, yeah, I'm down to be like the 5th seed, and after watching this last 3 weeks of baseball, you're not a true fan, Papa. I'm riding with my fucking dogs. I said maybe 2 weeks ago, I was like, oh, the division doesn't matter. I want to win the division. Are you kidding me? Imagine, bro, remember when the Western Metal Supply building used to have like NL champs right next to Devine Deck? Look up, see that shit. Bro, these guys want it, man. These guys want it. I think we can get it too. Hey, we got a squad, bro. We got a squad. Mike, what I was saying too, you brought up 2022. Obviously, we make the NLCS, right? I don't even think it's a hot take. This team is way sicker than 2022, bro. 2022, we had a good stretch in June, right? Where we kind of put ourselves in a buffer of like being like 10 games above 500. Other than that, we were pretty mid the entire year. We kind of peaked early, and then obviously we beat the Braves, or we beat the Mets, and then we beat the Dodgers. But that team was never the team where I was like, oh, this is our World Series squad, right? Like, who are we gonna pitch? Clevenger in game 2 of the World Series. This team this year, bro, you're playing the Padres in a 7-game series right now. You got Michael King pitching game 1, who's been a top 5 pitcher in baseball since May. You got Dylan Cease went on best pitcher in baseball. Then you go to game 3, and if Darvish or Musgrove is there, hey, pick your fucking poison with that. Oh, also, if any of them have trouble, you have the best bullpen in baseball.
Yeah.
All the Pods need to do is score 3 runs. Guess what? With our lineup right now, Jackson Merrill's in a fucking 3-run double in the 3rd. Dude, this team's sick. It's sick. Bro, I watch these other teams, right? The Phillies collapsing in fucking August. Could they get back and get hot? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
Any team can. Hey, it's not the season doesn't end August 14th. Trust me. If it did, it'd be Padres versus Diamondbacks in the fucking World Series. What I want this team to do is never lose the fucking pedal to the metal mentality that they have right now. And guess why I don't think they will? One guy, Mike Schilt, second half Schilt. That dude does not. Mike, do you remember we almost had Benji fucking Gill or Phil Nevin as our manager this year?
Yeah.
You think Manny and these fuckers would be playing the way they're playing right now with those guys? No disrespect. No is the answer. No. Mike Schilt is the perfect manager for this team. Him and Preller get along, which is like a first time for everything. And Preller's deadline this year was by far the best deadline he's ever had. Robbie Snelling's probably going to be good for Miami. Best of luck to them, and best of luck to Snelling. That being said, if we can extend Tanner Scott and Brian Hoeing becomes a number 4 to 5 starter or a legit middle relief pitcher for the next 4 years, that's a great trade. Brian Hoeing has 10 innings in 2024 of scoreless baseball. I don't give a fuck what a prospect's doing in Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. You're right, bro. Prospects are just that. And I root for all those dudes that we traded because honestly, they all seem like good dudes. And it's cool to say, oh, I remember when he was a prospect. Like Xavier Edwards, right? That was cool.
Yeah.
That being said, bro, we're beating up on the teams we need to beat up on. This weekend, big test. Every game's a big test, especially this weekend, though. We're going to the House of Horrors. House of
Coors.
No,
Horrors.
House of Coors. The House of Horrors.
Horrors
at Coors. Got to take 2 or 3 at least. Rockies are much better at home. Take 2 or 3. and then we got a fucking home stretch. That's one of our, I think, one of our last 3 home stretches. We got the Twins, who are playing great baseball, and then we can knock the Mets out of the playoff hunt straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Just like we knocked the Pirates out. People forget. First game we played the Pirates, Mike. Pirates are 2.5 games back of the Padres. The Pirates are looking for 2026 now. Now they're wondering, hey, should we shut down Skeens? Why? 7 straight losses to the Pods.
Mm-hmm.
We're about to do the same. I'm not going to say yet.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood, but do the same shit. I want to end teams' fucking dreams, desires, everything. And guess what? The Mets might do it before they even play us. I'm juiced right now, bro.
Hey, listen, I'm with you. We got a couple teams still in the mix, right? And
yeah, let's look at that.
I have a couple questions for you, but looking at the mix right now, the wild card mix we'll go into, because everyone knows we're 3 games back right now on the Dodgers. Wild card standings, we are currently 4.5 games up on the Braves, who are 2 games up on the Mets. So we're 4.5 games up on the 6th seed and 6.5 games up on the 7th seed, who wouldn't be in the playoffs. So listen, we got 6 games remaining against the Giants. We got 3 games against the Cardinals. We got 4 games against the Mets. I believe, yeah, we got a lot of baseball coming up, right? And I think it's really just going to come down to winning the games that we should win. We should win every time C starts, assuming that he doesn't have a blow-up start. Same with King.
Yeah.
If Musgrove's pitching the way that he is. You can't always rely on Martin the Dream, just simply off the fact that his track record this year, he's going through a good stretch. Maybe Ruben's fixed him a little bit, and he's going to be serviceable for the rest of the season. We got 38 games left, man. 38 games. You win. I truthfully believe, too, we don't need to win 90 games. If we win 88 games, we're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You have to go 500 for the rest of the season to make the playoffs guaranteed. Now, if you play how you've been playing lately, where you're winning, obviously it'd be crazy to say this team's going to rip off another 19-3 stretch.
Yeah.
If they go in the last 38, maybe 27-11 or 26-12, that puts them at, I don't even know where that puts us at, but that puts us at 95 wins. That's a possible division win right there.
Yeah, 100%.
So, but the discrepancy, right, between having a really good stretch of 38 and a bad stretch, it could go one or two ways. Team can't take the eye off the ball. That's why, though, I think that it's so good that other NL West teams are so competitive. We've gotten into this combo with Borna, where he's like, why would you want the other teams to be winning right now? I don't want them to win, but the fact that every game matters, there's not a stretch where this team can take their foot off the gas really and be like, we're playing the Rockies. Let's go to get some beers outside of the stadium after the game and wake up hungover for the day game. They're like, all right, we can do that afterwards, but let's win the day game and then do it. There's not an opportunity for them to really take the foot off the gas, which is a really good thing, because in past 2021, Mike Schilt's Cardinals basically washed us out of that playoff year. We were 17 or 18 games above 500. Team took their eye off the ball. Loss.
Yep.
Loss. Walk-off
Choked.
Loss. Win. Loss. It's the reverse of what we had this stretch.
Yeah.
So we need to have Mike Schilt just keep the boys locked in. Schilty, second half Schilt. Just keep the fucking ball rolling, man, because I'll tell you what. The comfortability and the comfortability and happiness of being on your couch when your team's winning or the game ends, it's unmatched, man.
It's crazy.
I can only imagine what it feels like for them actually playing and being like, fuck, we just won another game. Like, we're just cracked right now. Like, they're getting on that flight to Coors. Like, dude, you have an off day tomorrow. Somebody's probably bringing on the fucking 30 rack, just getting there like, let's get fucked up, boys. Going to a nice dinner tonight. These guys are juiced.
Oh, yeah. They're going to Nobu or, one of those.
I don't know if they have Nobu in Colorado. Maybe they do.
I want to say something before we headed out, and I think it's real, man. So I was watching Morejon pitch today, and I'm like, man, you have to give AJ Preller so much credit for what he did at the deadline, man. I brought it up a little bit earlier, but then I watched Morejon pitch with an 8-1 lead. He had the flu, but whatever. Just couldn't really get any whiffs, whatever. Then last night, I watched Jason Adam, Tanner Scott, 7th, 8th. Those two dudes are playoff pitchers. Adrian Morejon, who had pitched great in that Pittsburgh game, got us that win when we almost choked it. Imagine if we don't make those trades. Right now, it's looking like it would be Adrian Morejon in the 7th, Jerry in the 8th, and then Bobby in the 9th. Maybe Yuki. Now, you have two absolute dogs. You have Tanner Scott, who can close out games if necessary. Jason Adam could probably close out games if necessary, too. Having a bullpen where you're like, dude, all we need is a 2-run lead, and we're going to win this game is incredible. And AJ Preller deserves all the credit, man. I know he gets a lot of shit. We give him shit. AJ Preller, tip of the cap, brother. Honestly, this bullpen is cracked. This team is cracked. We got a big series against the Rockies and then a home series. DSG is going to be down there for the Tigers series. We'll probably record an episode.
Well, I'll be down there for the Giants series, the second Giants series.
Yeah,
or the first Giants series.
I'll be there for both. But
yeah,
we'll record an episode. What were you saying?
Oh, I was gonna just ask you before we sign off. Last time we did this, I believe we said, what do we need to do out of the next 12 games? And one of us, I think I said 10-2. You said I think either 10-2 or 9-3. Team went. They might have gone 11-1 or 10-2. I don't know. We were probably spot on. This next stretch, we got 3 against the Rockies, 3 against the Twins, 4 against the Mets. 10 games. All right, we're 3 back on the Dodgers, depending on what they do tonight. Could either be 2.5 or 3.5. We also have the tie break, so some people say that we're technically 1.5 back if we lose, if they lose today, but that's besides the point. What do they have to do in the next 10 games before we probably record another episode for you to be happy with where we're at?
7-10. 7-10, easy.
7-3 out of 10. Yeah,
7-3. Yeah. Just keep winning series. They've won 8 straight series for the first time since 2007.
That's insane, dude. That's insane.
Bro, 8 straight series is domination, dude. Winning 8 straight, not splitting, winning, bro.
Yeah.
You know how hard that shit is, dude. They are playing some great baseball. Ride the hot hand. Don't fear the heater. Beat the Rockies this weekend on the bump, Mike. This weekend for the San Diego Padres I'm pretty sure it's
got to be. Is it Randy?
No, Dylan Cease, Matt Waldron, Joe Musgrove.
Whew, that's a good little stretch.
Hey, we're playing some
musty meatballs and cores always happens, but as long as the fellas are bringing the sticks, we're in good shape.
Hey, also, obviously in Coors, but what was I going to say? I was going to say
I'll before you remember what you're going to say, I was just going to say that I think 7-3 is also what we need to do. That puts us at 70 or 75 and 56. So we'd be almost 19 or maybe more. Oh, sorry. No, actually we would be 76 and 56. 20 games over 500 going into the last stretch of 28 games would be fucking insane. Insane.
You're spinning facts, my brother, and that was a great episode. Make sure to comment. If you're digging, hit us with a subscribe. Hit us with a subscribe on Spotify too. We're gonna start posting a little bit more on that, and we have some cool DSG news coming out in a little bit too. But man, like I said, don't fear the heater. Enjoy this ride. The boys are playing some great baseball, and let's win the division. Honestly, let's go for it. Later, Mies.
Later.